Okay, so it seems like we have a little bit of an update on the VShojo situation and some responses from people, including Zentreya, who obviously has been very vocal against a lot of this stuff and has felt very betrayed by VShojo and what they've done. And obviously recently, VShojo actually released a response to the situation, which was absolutely terrible, and people have been hating it, clowning on it, and obviously, yeah, it's been crazy. And I've got my full kind of reaction and full kind of breakdown of that. If you guys want to go look at that, it's in a previous video, so I definitely recommend going to go check it out. But essentially, yeah, they put out this statement, and obviously there's been a lot of replies. It's got 27 million views, which is absolutely insane. And obviously, you know, ironmouse saying you broke my heart, my spirit, and my trust. You know, Charlie saying we would be able to do so and cover all expenses, saying, brother, you somehow have been bleeding 11 million while maintaining the most successful and biggest VTuber roster in Western EN history, and figured that'll just go away on its own. Oh, to spew this so confidently. What a weird to say. What a weird way to say. So basically, I've been sitting ducks while watching the ship sink, and instead of sitting down with the talent and explaining the situation and finding ways to fix the business model, we went about hiring more and bigger talents to rake in more profits to cover our incompetence. Oh, also, I had no idea what the 500,000 was supposed to be for, and never questioned it or checked the books. Oopsies, lol. I feel so freaking terrible for your former talents, which, yeah, obviously Charlie Lee is definitely correct there. I think, you know, the way that they went about responding to it was absolutely awful. But let's move on to Zentreya, who obviously leaves a big message about this, obviously saying, I've been trying to figure out what to say. And obviously we're going to be going through her account as well, because she's also been leaving little bits of notes you know, to do with the situation. And she said, why did you keep dodging my messages and concerns? When I wanted to do one-on-ones, you kept dodging, or you gave me a short corporate answer. Even when I was under immense pressure from the community for answers about the auditions, and I pleaded for a statement by your PR team, you told me it wasn't needed. You made a tiny video instead, looking like you were hurt and upset, saying sorry, instead of meeting me one-on-one for my concerns, and I was left crying and frustrated. But like a dog, I went back and happy to even get something from you, because, oh man, boss actually answered me. So obviously, as you can see here, you know, this is a very common thing that we've seen, you know, going on with VShojo at the moment, is the kind of neglect, I guess, of talent. You know, they kind of throw them under the bus whenever this kind of stuff happens, including, obviously, Silverveil talked about this as well, where they essentially threw her under the bus for the whole Hogwarts Legacy stuff, too. And they told her that essentially she couldn't, you know, talk to any of the other talent about it or whatever, and that she'd like ruined, you know, their reputation and everything like that, which obviously is terrible to kind of be pinning on one person. But obviously Zen is kind of backing up the points of kind of neglect and, you know, them not actually really helping them at all. They say you wanted one finally when you knew everything was crashing around you, then debuting new talent and such after the community kept asking about it and kept waving it off and letting me take the punches. I smiled, I brushed it off, and I kept pushing the company because I was hopeful for new talent and bringing new people to help. Instead, I find you in hiring new people without input and poaching without even the idea of truly helping them other than financial gain. We didn't even know who you were bringing in. You and the team told us just to take it. You and some people were really ready for me to be thrown under over and over. Even when Amelie joined, I begged you to put out a statement regarding auditions before she announced her debut stream. You gave us the middle finger. Me and Amelie had to put out a statement because your PR team was unfit for their job. I took it all. Why did we have to say anything at all? Why did I have to keep taking the damage over and over? You were hurting me well before this. You know you have. I've been pushing a company so blindly who didn't even care for me. Which obviously, yeah, that sucks. You know, it seems like what's going on here is a VShojo just refusing to take any accountability or any kind of, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they haven't been giving, like, a response through, like, official means, you know? They've just been kind of being like, oh, yeah, you deal with it. You take the blame for this. And essentially, Zentreya and all these other people have been taking the blame for what has been going on. They say, but I'm an idiot, and I kept believing. I was so excited for this. I spent sleepless nights dealing with constant harassment, and you spent money which you didn't even have, without even warning us on God knows what. And you knew, you don't even lie, you knew that the money was for charity and was supposed to be placed to the side to be untouched. Where did $11 million go in less than 3 years even? What happened to all of that money? I'm just tired from all of these years of trying to push for something that kept pushing me to the walls. I was so stupid, but I was so excited. I really trusted you, we all did. Despite everything, I don't wish you any ill will. I just hope you find some way to make this right, which honestly, looking at this kind of reply, I don't think there's going to be a way that Gunrun is going to make this right at all. And obviously, yeah, Zen there with a very, very long statement, which obviously kind of talks very immensely about how much she had to take the blame for VShojo over and over again. And she, believed in the company so much that she just kind of took it. Obviously, as well, like, Charlotte saying, I love you so much, Zen. I'm so sorry this happened. It's so messed up. And obviously, yeah, there's a lot of people supporting Zen there as well. It seems like Zen and a couple of other people have been very heavily affected. I've seen, for example, like Kason has been tweeting quite a lot about it, talking about like different rumors that have come out about her. So again, a lot of these are kind of focusing on like rumors and things, and it can suck as a content creator having all of this kind of floating around, and some of them are dealing with it better than others. I think, for example, like Kason and Zentreya, they're tweeting quite a bit about this kind of stuff. So obviously they are very affected by what is going on, which, it's totally, I can understand why you'd be affected by this. It's such a, horrible situation that's going on. Obviously, yeah, they started off by saying, yeah, whenever the, whole ironmouse video dropped, and they said, some of you have some questions I can't legally answer, but please know it wasn't for me to bring to light, but it's still messed up and I'm still upset. And you have the right as well. I can't disclose info at the time, but know that I'm angry with you all. So I'm angry as much as you are. Sorry, I mistyped. And they said, dude, I'm so tired. And then they said, someone who's worked with VShojo was giving out info. What the hell? Are we so serious? At Gunrun, dude, what the hell? I wasn't aware of this, and I'm assuming the others weren't. Did you know? Reading, it was a JP side, and it's so messed up, dude. It still stands, and I purposely don't even know what all happened behind the scenes on EN. I just followed so blindly, leading VShojo, thinking it's all cool, man. Screw me for being stupid. Obviously, saying, seeing everyone come out with their auditions and experience. Kason gave me the courage. You've been really good at ignoring me and giving me the short corpo response, Gunrun. No more. So obviously, even to this day, to the point where VShojo is kind of almost like shutting down. Well, they are shutting down to the point where VShojo is shutting down. Gunrun and a lot of these staff over at VShojo are still giving them corporate answers, short corporate answers. The ones that they've been getting for so many years now, and the kind of neglect that has kind of happened towards them has been absolutely crazy. And obviously, yeah, it must suck. They say everyone is looking for answers, and the fact that it's taken this long for a statement from is crazy. The talent deserve an answer. We're all hurt and angry. And this is this is not a call for people to be malicious or callous. Please, regardless of what you're feeling, be calm. This is simply a call for a response in a time where people are hurting and looking for an answer from someone who has insight, which, yeah, it's definitely true. So in all seriousness, I know VShojo had times where they would take forever to process a payment out to artists when they worked with me. If the payment was through VShojo and not through me, I just want to make sure if you were the one you were paid, contact me on the bot project. So again, she's looking to pay any artists that weren't paid by VShojo, because they owe a lot of money. They do, and it sucks. Obviously, they keep going saying, I'm currently checking at the moment on merchandising. They're saying, sorry, just so annoyed, whatever, too much going on, too much to do, and I'm tired, dude. And obviously as well, the most recent one saying, I miss when everything was simpler, which was 10 hours ago. And yeah, it just seems like it's sad, because people like Zentreya have been very angry and very frustrated with the situation that has been going on. And it just sucks for them that, they have had to go through this, especially considering how positive VShojo, started off as, and now it's just turned into this. It's just very sad to see. And obviously as well, I did want to kind of clarify, obviously I talked about the Vey-based situation in my last video, talking about the fact that Vey actually released a lot of information that was under NDA, or used to be under NDA until VShojo dissolved. Again, don't pressure any of the talents to kind of talk about it. I think that was one thing that I kind of left out in my video that I meant to say. Don't pressure any of these people. Don't pressure Zen. Don't pressure all of these people that have been involved to say anything, because obviously they have their own kind of legal issues or whatever. So again, they will talk about it whenever they're kind of comfortable to talk about it. Like, don't even kind of allude to it. Just continue and talk about whatever they're talking about in their chat, because obviously I know there's going to be a lot of people now that the NDAs are kind of dissolving and going away, and that people are now able to talk, that they're going to be in the chat being like, now the NDA is gone, can you say about this, can you say about this? And obviously it can get very frustrating for the streamer to get a lot of messages like this, especially whenever they can't even necessarily share anything. They might not be able to. So again, let's bear that in mind, and obviously just wait until, you know, obviously their lawyer or whatever says that they can say something, and then they will probably release something about it. I mean, they're not these people that want to withhold information about VShojo or anything. I think it's literally just a kind of time thing where essentially, yeah, the you know, lawyers will tell them it's okay, and then, you know, then they can go ahead and release the info in whatever kind of way, whether through a tweet, through a video, through a stream, whatever, I don't know. But obviously, I'll keep you guys up to date if there is anything to do with that. But yeah, that's essentially all of the response from Zentreya and a couple of the other people kind of involved in this VShojo situation, which I thought was very interesting. Obviously, leave a like and subscribe. Also put notifications on, as I will be covering even more of this topic as it continues to unfold, because again, it's been unfolding pretty crazily recently. So yeah, again, yeah, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, go to the Tiltify link as well, donate to ironmouse and the Immune Deficiency Foundation. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.